Today, people want to downplay the Latino role in hip hop. Yep. They are so stupid.
Yep.
Really?
Hip hop would not have existed
without them.
Without specifically Puerto Ricans. Specifically. Cubans were here, Haitians were here, Dominican Republic was here, everybody was here. All of South America been in the Bronx, okay? But Puerto Ricans in particular sided with the black folk here, and the Jamaicans were coming in as well. And this group of Puerto Ricans, Jamaicans, and American blacks made hip hop.
What's good, y'all? Listen, it's not about stirring the pot. A lie that is unchecked becomes the truth. A lie that is unchecked becomes the truth. Power is the truth. The truth is the light that takes one out of darkness. We're not just gonna leave a motherfucker in the dark. Did KRS make me upset? No. I wasn't upset, but I knew he was wrong. I knew he was wrong, and it's certain people that posture themselves, and some might even say that I do this, but it's not what I'm doing. I'm standing on truth. But anyway, some people posture themselves as super official, and they'll use whatever to try, whether it's record sales or, whatever, your reputation in this rap game or some kind of shit to use to try to act like you can override a motherfucker. You know what I mean? I got niggas 2-3 years older than me talking about, you were not old enough to know what was going on. You weren't there. Shut the fuck up. Who cares? Who cares if I was there or not? Were you there when your mother and father fucked? Huh? How do you know that's your mother and father? How do you know that that's your mother and father? You going by their word? Because you wasn't there. I'll tell you how you know. You know how we determine parentage? Through DNA, motherfuckers. Through DNA. Now, when I look at the DNA of hip-hop, when I look at the double helix of hip-hop, what I see is soul music, funk music. I see people that, parents that might have come up in the South who moved to the North, specifically the New York City area, and whose children came up in that post-Civil War, that post-Civil rights era with that Northern attitude, that was like, motherfucker, I wish I was around during slavery times. I wouldn't have let motherfuckers with me. Like when Roots came out when we was young, niggas was like, I wish a nigga would. That's the energy that birthed hip-hop. Those kids that watched Roots and all that type of shit. That's the energy that birthed hip-hop, bro. And that's the DNA you see all in hip-hop. And so we hear it musically with the type of samples that we choose or chose to play at that time, with the break beats that we chose at the time. But we also hear it in the language, okay? We see the DNA of the 5% nation very much inside of hip-hop, with terms like peace and cipher and God and son and you know what I mean? All kinds of shit. We see the DNA, but nowhere do you see the DNA of Puerto Rican culture. Puerto Rican culture. I'm not talking about Puerto Rican individuals. I'm talking about Puerto Rican culture. Jamaican culture. Those things did not influence hip-hop, regardless of how official motherfuckers sound saying it. I'm sorry. I hate to hurt your heart that the thing that you adore and love is something that Black American youth created. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that hurts your heart for some reason. I don't know why it hurts you so much. But this is a fucking fact. No one said y'all wasn't there. No one said you wasn't there. Sure you were there. But if I'm building a house and you watch me build a house, does that mean you built it too? No. When the doctor births a baby, is the doctor the father or the mother of the child because it was present at the time of birth? No. Like, it's fucking ridiculous. Like, only the people that were there during conception are the parents. Okay? So, all of this shit about we were there, yeah, you were there. But there's a difference between a creator and a participator. That's all I'm saying. And once again, I love my Puerto Rican brothers and sisters, and that's why I don't like the way y'all are trying to frame this shit like I'm hating on y'all or some shit like that. My niece and my nephew are half Puerto Rican. Like, my sister-in-law's Puerto Rican. Like fucking my brothers from Beach Ave, Puerto Rican. My brothers from Allerton Ave, Puerto Rican. Like, my sister, rest in peace, Raquel, who lived in my fucking rest when I was young, Puerto Rican. Power rule. I've had a long relationship with Puerto Ricans. I had many Puerto Rican girls coming up. And that's also, though, why I got to keep it real. We got to stop acting like there was this great relationship between Puerto Ricans and blacks. There weren't. It wasn't. The older Puerto Ricans, your parents and your older brothers and sisters didn't fuck with black people at all. You know how many times I had to wait downstairs? Oh, you can't come upstairs. My mom or my pops, Morenos, Cocolo, like, you got to wait outside. You know how many times that happened to me? Like, my older brother, my older sister. Yeah, they don't really fuck with black people like that. You see what I'm saying? Like, us as black people, we're so accepting of other cultures. The fact of the matter is that we've accepted Puerto Rican people into our culture, but Puerto Ricans have never accepted us into theirs. And we're not mad at that. Nobody is like, yo, they won't give us credit for merengue or some fucking shit like that. Like, huh? We let mad people get down with our culture, but guess what? Y'all had to adhere to our culture, to our slangs and fashion, and it was about what we was doing. We was the influence. Y'all, unfortunately, we're not the influence. Once you picked up our influence, you helped ran with it, and you helped to expand it. Hang on, let me... Thank you. Thank you. We love you for that. To help pioneer this thing we created. You know what I mean? To help it proliferate out into the world. Thank you. Thank you, Puerto Ricans, Jamaicans, anybody, because there's probably other, I'm sure there was Haitians and Guyanese and all kinds of people that might have added on, not at the creational point, but Okay, even at the creational point, right? Because some people say, well, Kool Herc was Jamaican and Flash was Barbadian and all that. All right, guess what, though? They couldn't act like they was Jamaican. They couldn't act like they was from Barbados. They couldn't talk like that. They couldn't dress like that. Or nobody would have fucked with them. That's what Charlie Chase was trying to say. People was like, oh, nobody can have a regular name. You stupid motherfuckers. Do you not hear what the man said? Do you not hear what the man said? Charlie Chase said he was Spanish and he couldn't be Carlos Mendez. Yes, nobody was using their government name, but you know what the fuck he was trying to say. And even some people did use it. Grand Wizard Theodore. Theodore was able to use his name. I don't know if Grand Wizard Carlos would have worked. Grand Wizard Julio wouldn't have worked. Sorry. So what the fuck are you talking about? He was saying that he was Spanish, everybody else was black, and he couldn't come in with this whole Spanish thing. And he was saying, I love playing this music. What does this music mean? He meant black music. He didn't mean Spanish music. He meant black music. And I'm just tired of y'all acting like somebody's ganging up on y'all or something. How come black people are not allowed to have anything for ourselves? We can't have nothing? We got to share this shit with everybody? And we did share it. We are sharing it. We didn't say nobody can fuck with it. But goddamn, we can't get our fucking credit for fucking the work that we did of really putting this shit down. And please stop with this 5-element shit. Okay? I don't even know who started that shit, to be honest. You know what I mean? Hip-hop is just MCing and it's DJing shit. And now it's like producing and shit like that, too. But all this graffiti and fucking breakdancing and shit like that, first of all, breakdancing isn't the only fucking hip-hop dancing. That's one of many, man. We had the WAP, we had the fucking Patty Duke, the Spank, the fucking, the Rock, the Running Man, the baseball bat. Like, come on. Who was making those dances up? Who is making those fucking dances up? And those dances come out every fucking week. The Bismarck, the Joeski Love. What are you talking about? Breakdancing. That was one fucking thing that, again, we started, and when we put it down, Puerto Rican people picked it up. It's okay. And when they picked it up, that happened to be the time that movies came into play. That's why y'all believe they're the pioneers of breakdancing. But I don't even necessarily feel that breakdancing, per se, is such an element of hip-hop. You know what I mean? Graffiti, too. Graffiti is something that existed way before hip-hop. Some people will say hieroglyphics is graffiti, even though hieroglyphics are way deeper than that. But, yes, Kilroy was here and all this tagging shit that was going on. But see, what hip-hop, why graffiti became synonymous with hip-hop is because once hip-hop came out, graffiti almost graduated to something more than just ugly writing on the wall. It became beauty. It became art. And the art that it became reflected hip-hop culture. Okay, you'd see characters with shell-toe Adidas and fucking belt buckles and shit like that. And just the fucking Kango hats and shit like that. And when you see that, that's what made it, just the way they were standing and all of that type of shit. Like, that's what made it hip-hop. Like, and then the way people started freaking the letters and all of that, that's what made it hip-hop. But then the colors and the technicality of being able to draw and all of that type of shit. See, I was a tagger back in the days. My man Daff D, he was a fucking bomber type of dude. You understand what I'm saying? So, that being said, I don't even know who the fuck. And so people now try to steer you off these other roads with the dancing shit and the graffiti and shit like that. Listen, I had the two first Puerto Rican MCs in the game on my show a couple of years ago. I put the fucking post up today of Prince Whipple Whip. Shout out to you, my brother. Ruby D. Shout out to... Man, they're Puerto Rican. They're the first Puerto Ricans who said that they didn't get there till about 76, 77. Now, if we saying hip-hop started in 73, and some people will say, oh, well, hip-hop didn't have a name till a certain... Who gives a fuck when it had a name? You didn't have a name till you came out your mother's pussy. You still was alive. Okay? None of us had a name for 9 months. That doesn't mean we didn't exist. That means you didn't come out your mother's pussy to be fucking named. You still had arms, legs, you were breathing, you had a fucking... A system, a heart, a fucking brain, all this other shit. What are you talking about? Life happens at fucking the inception, at conception. That's when life starts. Okay? My name is Ruby. That's right, Born Infinity. My name is Ruby D, and I'm a Puerto Rican. You might think I'm black by the way that I'm speaking. So yeah, this all started when KRS-1 made a video. I don't know where this video came from. I don't know how recent it was. But KRS-1 made a video and saying everybody who is saying that Puerto Ricans did not have a hand in hip-hop, in the beginning, are stupid. I went on the page. Matter of fact, it was on Hip Hop Motivators page. I went on the page and proceeded to say, bullshit. Bullshit. I didn't explain nothing. I just said bullshit. Then shout out to my homegirl Wahida. She was on there, kind of maybe agreeing with it. And I said, listen, with all due respect, he's wrong. Regardless how official he sounds saying it. See, a motherfucker could say some shit that's not true. And man, it'll sound, if they could make that shit sound official as a motherfucker. That don't make it true. It doesn't make it true. And let me just say, I have love and respect for KRS-1. I have love and respect for Fat Joe. I have love and respect for Busta Rhymes. Anybody that you could think of that they'll try to insert into this fucking thing, I have love and respect for Pete Rock. Okay? Like, but my love and respect doesn't extend to me shutting my mouth for comfortability. I've never been that guy. And I never will be that guy. I don't give a fuck. Okay?